Eee. What up, market people? We're here after lunch. If you hear that thunder in the background, excuse it. It is raining out there. It is raining. It's been raining all day, man. We need it though. Out here in good old Texas, we need it. So what seemed to happen during the day? Market just kept leaking. I honestly thought it was gonna come up and take. I honestly thought it was gonna come up, possibly take these highs and then go back down. I'm still learning this, and I get better and better with each day. So we weren't completely correct here, but what we were kind of correct on was it trying to come and take these lows out, and it did. It shredded through them, and it created a whole nother level. So gotta be cognizant of that. Indeed, indeed. Um, I may take a demo trade. I love trading, and I'm not trying to over trade. I'm just trying to practice. That is, I haven't traded since this morning. Um, I'm learning to let things go. Once you lose, get out of there. Just go. Just leave. Leave. You know. I do like recording though because it shows me a lot of what I may be doing wrong. For sure, I could go back, review the video, review the tape, and I could see like where I'm just hasty and I'm not looking above and to the left of, you know, all my formations, you know. But from here, I do think that we're probably gonna pull up on a market reversal or a up move for possibly the rest of the day. I would like to see it come clear these out right here. Let me see. Yeah, right here. This would be nice. Come clean this up. You know, we wicked pretty hard right here. So, I it could come back and fill it in. You just never know. You really just never know. And if you want to look, it actually hit this gap right here. This is what I mean by look left and up. Because sometimes you just see the initial movement and you're just like, oh, that's energetic. Honestly, I'm still getting good at this. So, but definitely is in here technically. Um, so it could trade in there and come back down. It could go through and through, bounce and then go up. We don't know. We just want to kind of take a little take a little chill pill and see how things formulate for us. Looking like I need to do an update. Most definitely. I'm gonna let this play out for a second. Let me just finish putting some stuff up. Be right back. Played a fool before.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
All right, all right, all right. Okay, my bad. Up, see, like right here, this could be a setup. We just gonna
Order
take it
submitted.
just cause it's in the gap. It's been moving up heavy. I wish we would have gotten in down here, but even if you would have taken it right here, I think you would have. No, you would have been just out of there. But this probably would have been a chicken dinner. You know what I'm saying? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. But I wasn't near my computer. I happened to roll up and that was happening. Ooh, it's cutting a rug out there, man. It's raining hard. Yeah, that would have been a dub, I think. Let me see. We got it right here. Take it to 70 is what we're trying to do. It would have been close.
Order canceled.
But yeah, as you can see, the tick chart been holding strong, right? I told you this is actually one of the weaker variations of price action when it comes to holding certain resistance on a model. So fair value gaps they work. It's just you have to make sure that that direction is correct for sure, for sure. Just like in any trade, if you're doing the minute chart, same thing. 5 minute, you take the setup because it is what you take. But you know, we want great entries. Like this would have been a good entry. 65 with what? Two tick drawdown, or I'm sorry, 2 point drawdown. 8 ticks total, and we shoot for 20. So if you lost two of those, you'd have lost 16 ticks. You won a trade, you would have won 20 ticks. You'd have been up like $60, 50 bucks. Excuse me. So, we try to play with ticks and understanding that capturing these is the cash is a byproduct. But it looks like it is doing a little after lunch reversal. Came down, came back up. So technically, like if you look right here, came down, matched that low, just swirled over, came down, took that low out, and then it just wanted to start rallying after that. And if we go far to the left, I don't think there's going to be anything to the left because we're definitely below a ton of stuff. We probably have to look on the daily. Yeah, so like We're definitely like right here. That it took out. If you want to be technical, it took out these stops right here. There are people who caught a move down here and wrote it up, and there's probably people who held it all the way down, and now they're going to be buying it right here to get out of their move to make sure that it doesn't go too far behind them, and they lose. And hopefully the traders who got in down here took some profit up top. Hopefully they had enough contracts and just tried to scale out and just kind of holding some just to hold it. But I mean, shit, you gotta know your moves around here. You gotta know which way it's going, and it's all speculation. It's all speculation. So like right here, we probably could have got in again. It looks like it's respecting it. Sometimes you got to see it hit in there a couple times and then it accelerate out. But I'm commentating, and I'm not really focused on the trade aspect. I'm just kind of doing an an analysis and giving my analytical opinion. Oh, hold up, we got a caller. All right, sorry about that. Sorry about that. So yeah, I mean, even like so when I was doing retail concepts, the tick chart, I'm telling you, it took my trading to a new level just because I felt like things are just a little bit more smooth. Like you can understand the trend. Let me just blow this up. Like the tick chart, I think shows you more of a trend than if you were to be using a daily chart. The thing about the tick chart, though, I don't think they let you go back very far. Well, I think they do, but it's like it takes a while to load or something. But price is price. Let me not. Price is price. So this is that. You know what I mean? Oh, wait, wait. So this is that because price is price. But for some reason, I feel like you. This is just. There's a lot more um, price. Like I can't. I'm trying to come up with the correct term. But the price action within the tick chart just kind of shows you the momentum with the the size of the candles. Like we know this was a blast. This is each candle is 500 ticks, so we know that this was a move of 500 straight buys. And then the little things like this was just a move of 500 back and forth, 500 or 1,000. I apologize. 1,000 down, 1,000 back and forth. You know what I mean? So like when you start getting these, when I was retail trading, I would think that that's like super bullish momentum, and then I would wait for a pullback to these on this chart, the 50. would be the orange. So I'd wait for the 50 and then get on the 50, right? So here it wouldn't have worked. I mean, I guess it would have kinda if you're scalping. And then when it comes under, you wait for a move and then you wait for it to hold. And then now you know that we're going down. These are retail concepts, by the way. I don't trade retail concepts anymore, but I don't mind looking at them because if you look here, move, held, and then it just kept bouncing. So it kind of tells you that we're in a trend upward. But I don't, I have them there. They're pretty, but I when I'm trading, believe it or not, I see right through those. I don't see them. Not anymore. I'm just looking for other things. It probably shouldn't be there, but for the sake of entertainment and giving, price structure a lane, we'll keep them there. And plus, there's just a lot of people who trade retail, and they probably love seeing it bounce off the 200 and bounce off the excuse me, 20. The yellow would be the 20, 50, 200. And we all know the 200 does hold strong, When you talk about retail money, look at that. It hit the 200, held strong. If you had the gonads to buy right here, or sell, should I say, same thing right here. Sometimes when you get these moves, it scares people. They're like, I don't know. But see, this is what makes great traders, though. They take their setup regardless of how they feel that day. Um, you definitely should have a clear mind so you're not over trading or you're trading out of spite or you know you're upset over things and trading out of anger and you will it does show up. It may not seem like it, but it will show up. It's kind of like going to work and you're angry. Like people can sense it. The market will get you if you have emotions playing a part in your decision making. So yeah, it looks like we definitely went in for a nice little reversal. It'd have been nice to catch this somehow. Um, we just go for small moves. We would have made out right here. I'm a counter trend trader, but I get the best wins when I'm trading with the trend. So you know, you just gotta adjust. I will be. I plan on doing this for a while, as far as making videos and documenting my progress and things of that nature. So I'm sure over time my trading styles will probably change, and I would hope that they become more efficient. There's a little gap right here, technically on the 1,000 tick chart. You know what I mean? Like, so this would have tagged you in. This candle would have tagged you in. You'd be in the trade right now if you just take every tick setup you see. I don't think that's the right way to go about business. You should definitely be. You should use discernment and discretion as far as when you should take trades. Um, don't chase don't chase price, don't chase money. Follow the process. You could make a ton of money chasing money, but you'll probably lose a lot more than you make. This is trading, man. It's never easy. Again, I think I said that from here we're probably going to be seeing these little uh, you know, relatively equal positions and it's heading straight up there. And I mean, I really wish we would have gotten one of these trades. It came back right here. And here's another thing. I'm glad that I just said that. You will get FOMO and you will wish that you got in trades. And from what I was told, that is a sign of being a gambler. You need to, so I want to rephrase that. We would have definitely done well in this trade, but we'll catch the next one. We would have definitely done well in this trade, but we catch the next one. There's always going to be another one. There's always going to be another one. But kind of playing to what I said earlier, when I'm really focused, if I lose two in a row and I do happen to take a third, a lot of time that third one is a profitable trade because I'm just so focused on making sure I don't make a mistake. I would have let this played out a lot as it did going into my third trade. I probably wouldn't have taken a trade so we got over the retail 200, and then from there we just look to see what we can grab, right? So like there really wasn't anything, and then this formed right here, and it was below down close. and we know that price should respect down closed candles. Respect it, respect it, respect it. Uptrend. That's what that means. Respect it, respect it, respect it. Uptrend. And we don't care about the tails. We care about bodies outside of this. It's respected if it whips out and it snaps back in. It's respecting that level. It's respecting that candle. It's respecting that down close. But if it comes down, closed, and comes down again, I mean, it's violating. So you have to be weary. Doesn't mean that it's not gonna go back up or go your way. You just have to be weary of that. You just have to be weary of that. You know. Yeah, I know people are like, well, shit, these down closed candles were violated, right? So so. At the same token, we were still heading up, and like the last down closed true candle was way down here. So, if you want to get technical, I guess this, you could say if this was violated, we'd be wondering what was going on. But we come down, we created this one, and then this price didn't violate it, this price didn't violate it, this down pullback didn't violate the last red. Excuse me. This one did. So you just kind of chill. But we went right back where we needed to go. So, and again, I think the whole idea behind that is if you get enough of those kind of pointing in your direction, it's just the confluence to say, hey, price could be heading up. But if you could couple that with a whole bunch of other things, such as you get those, then you also got relatively equal positions right here, and then you get a couple gaps shooting through what would be the swing right here, like bam, then like okay, we could be looking to go to right here. And then after it gets there, you just kind of chill. I know y'all are like, well, shit, excuse me. I know y'all are like, well, make a trade and demonstrate this stuff that you are talking about in due time, my brothers and sisters. In due time, we will not hastily hop into a trade to make points here. We will only hop into trade setups that we feel confident about, and if we miss the move, we just say, hey, it definitely would have worked out in our favor, but we on to the next one. There is no sorrow or regret for missing anything. See, like right here, to be honest, you could catch this one. You could catch this move if you really wanted to on a 1,000 tick chart, and it's a down close can. It's a down can. It's a down candle on a 5 minute. So I feel like I would like the odds in that trade, knowing that you want to enter on down close every now and then, if not all the time. Um, yeah, came into this inefficiency on a 1,000 tick chart, different from a time chart. Came down there, and then it's heading up, but we don't know if it's going to go up. If I do trade tomorrow, which I probably will just wake up and do like a little analysis, watch the market. But if I do trade tomorrow, we're trading with the idea of if things are in our favor at a certain tick count, we may not be patient enough to take the full pool, and we may take it at a decent level. And the idea behind that is just to dig into your losses. Dig into your losses. I was told by, or what I heard from ICT. I can't think of anyone else coming up saying. I know for sure you definitely want to scale back as you start to have drawdowns. So that's just trader etiquette. But he definitely speaks on if you have a drawdown and you trade. I think he mentions it on that day, but I'm gonna just say like whenever, right? If you have a drawdown and you trade, you should definitely scale back and be looking to exit out of a trade when you have decreased that drawdown at a certain amount. So, for example, if we're going for 10 ticks, we had a $250 drawdown, or sorry, 20 ticks, we had a $250 drawdown, and we're trading the ES, and we get up to 12 to 13 ticks. It's okay to take it there. You've now reduced, you've taken risk off the table, You've now reduced your daily drawdown and you've given life to your account and you can now take more trades. That doesn't mean you exit that trade and go right into a new one. That just means like you exit and you reset. And I wanna promise you guys that over time you will see this be demonstrated. But the markets aren't going to present conditions. They're not going to present conditions that are like perfect for us to do these things all the time. So what I talk happens to me. It happens for me because I'm my own trade body, but it doesn't happen every day. It doesn't happen every day. So even now, right? So like we would want this to kind of stay respected if I'm not mistaken. Um our if we got it right here, I'll just draw it out so we could do a hypothetical. If we got it right here on this gap right here, we want to do the swing as our stop. So this would come right here. And this is so tilted. It's so hard to make this straight. So this would be our stop. We got in right here, hypothetically speaking. Um, so we'd be looking at was at 925. You know, two 2 points in a 2 points and a quarter. If you were to lose this trade, we want small losses. We don't want big losses. Um, yeah. So we'll see if this would have hypothetically played out, but you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? You win some and you lose some. And to be honest, I would say like I know the great traders probably have a high strike rate of like 80%. But you know, for people who are really starting and they're being diligent and just taking setups and things like that, you're gonna have your streaks and you're gonna have your losing. You're gonna have your winning streaks. You're gonna have your losing streaks, and it all should balance out to it. I don't. I should probably go track my trades. I know lately my strike rate hit rate has been like crazy. My hit rate has been crazy, but I know for sure that's just it's just an up and down game. It's not always gonna stay like that, but you know, when you're having good times, make sure to ride those correctly, and then when you start having bad times, make sure to handle that properly. Manage it. Manage it with care. I've this is probably like the 20th time I've gone out for a funded account. This is probably the 20th time I've gone out for a funded account, man, and it's because I poorly managed most of them. And the last time I poorly managed an account, which was a couple months ago, what I did is I kept that account open so I could still trade the live simulation, and that's kind of what you're seeing now. So then, um, I wanted to keep it. I wanted to keep that account open. I wanted to do live simulation, and I wanted to make sure that I could stick to rules before I restart or did a reset. So disclaimer: I have not done a. We are trading with a live sim account to get the feel. I have not done a total reset on that account just yet because I wanted to prove to myself that I could, no matter how profitable that I was outside of going into a live account, even with the black live sim that you see, it still used to make me panic. There's just something about the screen. There's something about it's just different. It's just different. That being said, I've brought accounts back from high drawdown and then went into the reset, and for some reason I just can't. The pressure just mounts. But I told myself that if I was going to reset the account, that I was going to be concrete in how I felt about my ability to get this done. And I'm definitely confident. I started a channel. I want people to tune in and see live trades. I want people to see the losses, the wins, how things should be handled, all that stuff, man. It's pivotal in my journey to be documenting this and go back and do a market replay, so to speak, of my own analysis. I see where I make mistakes, such as I feel like earlier I made a mistake not looking at what was up to the left and what was to come. You know, just gotta be, just gotta be right. You know, you just gotta be diligent, man. We marked out our little levels, and as you can see, it did what it does, which was come up, take out a level, then go down and possibly take out another level. And it did that, came back up, traded a little bit through the 12:30 open, traded over the 12:30 open, came back and it respected it. Or I'm sorry, 12 o'clock. My bad. The midnight open, the midnight New York, and then bam. If we were to do even further um, levels, such as the London session and lunch highs and lows is another one. There's a ton of ways to like. There's a ton of ways to get an idea of where you may want to take profits, make entries, things like that. I mean, as you can see, it looks like it wants to come back and hit our hypothetical stop, and it would have. And today would have just been a bad day. Like, this is why you don't need to go on tilt. When things are good, things are good. But when things are bad, things are bad. It happens. And I will say, learn how to get out earlier too. I think earlier today, I may have exuded that particular skill. It was probably like 2 ticks away from my stop, and I closed it. Like, in all in all sense of reality, that was capital preservation. So even if I was to get into this trade and it was to be coming back like that, I would have probably gotten out well before it hit that stop. You'll start to you'll get a feel and you'll get a sense of when things roll your way and when things don't. And I think a lot of times people just show up on YouTube and just show back testing more than anything, or show their wins, never really showing, you know, what it's like to lose several trades in a row. I would have lost every trade today. Matter of fact, I did lose every trade today. There was some silly ones that I just put on for the sake of entertainment, and I'm not afraid to show that because I would have lost regardless of you watching or not. Like, and then you'll get in the market with unrealistic expectations, seeing people just do this quote unquote day in and day out, and start to get roasted, and then you'll quit. It's a scam. It ain't for me. I feel you. I understand. I was there. I definitely was there. And like no one really knew or knows that I trade. My mom maybe have come over to my apartment, seen the charts on the. She knows that I mess with stocks. We definitely got a family account, but she probably came over, looked at the charts, and didn't think anything of it. My good friends that I've been best friends with since high school, they didn't have too much of a hunch until I started shooting them text messages like, "Hey, check me out. I'm live trading." You know what I mean? You got to do the work in the dark. And it's cool to come out here and get losses and just be humble about it and say, "Hey, that's just how the market goes." So then if anyone else was to follow suit and not take my trades, obviously you don't want to, do you? You want to be down 5, 10? Yeah, you want to be down 5, 10 plus what we lost on my funded account 250. You want to be down $760. You know what I mean? So you come up with your own trade plan. So then you can't blame nobody but yourself and be accountable for it. People can't wait to lose a trade and blame. Ah man, I shouldn't even done that. Yeah, no, you shouldn't have done that. You should have done your own market research. And then anytime I hopped into somebody else's call or whatever you want to say, and I got burnt for it, yeah, I was upset with them for a split second, but then I started to realize like, nah, I gotta take accountability for myself. And I think that's why, or I gotta take accountability for my actions, and I think that's why I still trade, because I was prepared to overlook what I what I didn't completely know about the market and see and try to dig deeper. And that's what I did, man. And I love this damn game. And it ain't a game when we talk about um, the reality of the pressures, the money people create. People do silly things when they go on tilt and trade and actually lose money. I'm not gonna get into the dark side of trading, but people definitely will go I'm sure you can find tons of stories out there on YouTube where people talk about how they lost this, they lost that, they lost their wife, they was contemplating, you know, not being who they are anymore and things like that. You can't play with this. It ain't a game, but I love this game. You know, there's always a dark side of the moon for sure. And I mean, and if you look right here, we would have been stopped out. I told you the tick chart is dangerous. It doesn't work. It does. But the minute chart is a little bit more solid. Time charts are a little bit more solid. Excuse me. So, even so, nothing here. Mm, nothing here. And what I'm doing, I'm just kind of going through to see like this pulled back and it went back up. Is there a reason why? You know? Now I'm trying to figure out why I lost the trade and where I probably should have been patient to enter. Yesterday, the lives were long and I actually deleted the first one, but because I had an echo and it was terrible. It was a good trade and everything, and I wish I would have got my audio set up properly before actually taking that live, or making that live. Um, I just lost train of thought. Can't believe it. I just lost train of thought. Um, but yeah, I mean, oh man, I can't believe I just lost train of thought. Dang. And then I'm watching Price, and that ain't helping. Now I'm thinking about Price. Anyway, so we just gonna go back. We're going back through to see if there was a pullback to a certain area. We don't trade retail, but people who trade retail would be like, "Look at that! It's hitting that and it's going up." There's one way. There's more than one way to skin a cat, man. And if you trade retail, you make money, man. I'm proud of you for real. And it's not because you trade retail and it's impossible. It's just because you stuck around long enough to get it. I've been here for over 600 days trying to figure this out, and that just isn't long enough. Apparently, there's some people who get it overnight, but for me, it's taking a little longer to self-diagnose feelings and you know uh, be open and susceptible to emotional growth. I guess you can say. You know, it's okay to diagnose yourself and get them flaws out the way and understand what you need to work on. Yeah, but I just wanted to kind of touch base. I know I'm probably a broken record. I just honestly trading is boring. It's the same stuff over and over and over. And if you hear me tomorrow, I'm probably gonna say two trades max, two losers max type deal. Like you're gonna hear that constantly because if you stay consistent with a formula, I believe that is how you're successful in this business. Test your formula. Um, but we kind of spoke about it coming up and taking out those relatively equal positions. I think that's exactly what it's doing. Let's go to the 30-second chart to just see if we had some type of setup that I missed, right? So, right here, this gap right here was well respected. And then it gave us another chance to enter right here. And then it just took off from there. So you got to keep your eyes open. You got to keep your eyes open and you have to hit all charts because there's going to be a setup somewhere. And what we won't do from here on out is take setups on the tick chart. I did want to prove a small point that those get shredded, but in a trend day, I might show you a setup on the tick chart because then you won't tech technically you won't miss out on like you know something like that. Well, even then you could have got in right here. I mean, there's setups everywhere, bro. And this is a 10-minute chart, so as we grow, we're gonna be making bigger trades, taking more money out the market, more ticks out the market, everything. So could have got up here, bam. You know what I mean? Like, but that being said, right, this move right here, there's movement within that move, and you come over to the tick chart. Look at that. Look at how much further we have to go back just to get to like this point right here, if that makes sense. Like this is the same days, but just in an extended chart that has a tick frame, not a time frame. Each tick, each candle is much different. You'll have one that's been here for 5 minutes. You have one that's took 30 seconds to form. But before I lose what I was speaking about, that drop that you see earlier, um, on that day, let's just say it was this right here. You may have been able to get a setup inside there somewhere. If you zoom in, sure there's a gap somewhere you could have got in and just wrote it down. What I'm saying is there's setups everywhere. There's a ton of there's a ton of winning trades we didn't catch today. There's a ton of losers that we definitely avoided. It's that simple. But we want to keep taking our setups and learn every day. We know we did wrong today. We over traded. Technically, I went to the demo and kept trading, slightly over trading. And I mean, I'm so inclined to get into this one right here for no reason. And this is what I mean. You have to learn and watch yourself, because there's no reason we should be taking that trade. We've already traded today. Yeah, it'd probably go up and give you what you wanted, but there's no reason to take that trade. We don't need to. For what? We got tomorrow, which we probably won't trade. Um, but we got tomorrow. Just I know for sure. I don't. 2 Fridays ago, I think it was a trend day. I caught the trend and it was great. But one like last Friday, I think, and I got sliced and diced. And I was green all 4 days, and I think Friday was the fifth day, and I think I went red. I may have had like a red day in there somewhere, but I know I've been streaky lately, and it prompted me to want to start a YouTube channel and be at the forefront of my progress and show it, document it, let people know it's possible. Anyway, man, do apologize. I could get long winded and it could be an earful, but for sure there goes another one, and I'll check y'all tomorrow.